As history progressed to the end of the Eastern Han Dynasty, contradictions triggered by various social issues had already shaken the foundation of the Han Empire. At this moment, all that awaited was a spark to ignite the hot air. The burning in that instant destroyed the Qin and Han empires, ending over 4 centuries of unity. Who could have foreseen that the flames of war would lead to nearly 4 centuries of division and warlord rule? This warlord chaos, frequent changes in power, social unrest, and clashes between ethnic groups create a dawn of heroes, or a lament for the nation. Today, let us reopen the prologue of this chaotic era and revisit Cao Cao, bearing the name of a hero, and how he pursued his ambition to unify the realm among the many warlords. At the end of the Eastern Han Dynasty, issues of landless peasants and slaves intertwined with the excessive expansion of the powerful. Within the central government, the imperial relatives and eunuchs constantly battled each other. After the impact of the Yellow Turban Rebellion, the Eastern Han Dynasty was already in turmoil. Warlords gradually emerged throughout the country. The central government was in name only, unable to reverse its decline, merely struggling on in the power struggle between the imperial relatives and eunuchs, gasping for breath. In the battle between the two factions, imperial relative He Jin, disregarding court opposition, secretly summoned Dongzhuo was stationed in Hudong to the capital. After Dongzhuo arrived at the capital, deposed the young emperor and installed Lu Xie, king of Xinlu, as emperor, later known as Emperor Xian of Han. Forced Yuan Shao and others to flee, seized absolute power. According to the biography of Dongzhuo in the Book of Later Han, in the first month of the Chumping era, that is, in the year 190 AD, officials from various provinces in the east nominated Yuan Shao as their leader to rise up in rebellion. Subsequently, Dongzhuo, pressured by the coalition forces, escorted the emperor to relocate to Chang'an. Wang Yun plotted to eliminate Dongzhuo, but soon after, Dongzhuo's General Li Cui forced Gui Si to death. Following that, within the warlord factions of the Northwest, a chaotic conflict lasting 5 years unfolded. Although the warlords of the Northwest led by Dongzhuo were ultimately defeated, the Eastern Han Dynasty was also in dire straits. Within the coalition led by Yuan Shao in the east, contradictions also ran deep. Even before Dongzhuo's demise, internal strife had begun, leading to large-scale separatist conflicts. Zhuge Liang mentioned in Admonition at Longzhong. Since Dongzhua's rise, heroes have emerged, with countless crossing states and counties. Warlords all had their own agendas. A few aimed to restore the Han dynasty, while many others either temporarily watched from the sidelines or already harbored ambitions of self-rule. And the coalition leader Yuan Shao had long been wavering. According to the analysis in On Reading the Mirror for Aid by the Ming scholar Wang Fu, Yuan Shao long harbored ambitions of victory, only able to succeed due to Han's downfall at the hands of Dongzhua. In other words, Yuan Shao's initial goal was to establish his own rule. While within the alliance, Cao Cao lacked strong support. He was quite active in the initial resistance against Dongzhua, hoping to take advantage of the situation to restore order to the world. At the beginning, his strength was no match for Yuan Shao, the 4 sages and 3 excellencies. So in order to achieve something, he had to rely on the help of others. And Cao Cao's initial development benefited from Yuan Shao's expansion. Due to the chaos among warlords in Guandu, the Qingzhou Yellow Turbans and the Hebei Black Mountain peasant armies rapidly grew. Yuan Shao wanted to prevent the 2 rebel armies from joining forces, while also aiming to expand his influence towards Chengzhou and control the middle and lower reaches of the Yellow River. Yuan Shao believed that the outstanding Cao Cao could help him achieve this goal. Therefore, he appointed Cao Cao as the governor of Dong Commandery. With the opportunity, Cao Cao eliminated the Black Mountain Army on the south bank of the Yellow River and incorporated the elite of the Yellow Turbans to develop his own Qingzhou army. In a few years of campaigning, he gradually established his own base in Chengzhou and Yuzhou. Cao Cao, greatly strengthened, was still just one of many warlords. What did he rely on to distinguish himself and become the overlord of the North? Cao Cao made a politically crucial decision. While various feudal lords were focused on expanding their territories, scheming to welcome the emperor. In the year 196 AD, Emperor Xian Han, under the control of Shangdong, Han Xian, Nangfeng, and other forces, returned to the old capital. Cao Cao fully exploited the contradictions among various parties, seizing the opportunity provided by Dongcheng to march to Luoyang and control the emperor. Taking advantage of others' delayed reactions, he promptly relocated the emperor to Xuchang. From then on, Cao Cao firmly held the emperor in his grasp. Although Cao Cao gained the initiative in politics, he remained surrounded by warlords militarily. Before the Battle of Guandu, Cao Cao campaigned against Zhang Xiu 3 times, conquered Yuanshu in the east, and defeated Liu Biyu. He controlled Yang, Su, Chong, and Yu provinces before the battle, eliminating worries about the control of the north. The relationship between Cao Cao and Yuan Shao had already changed. As Cao Cao's power continued to grow, the contradictions between the two sides gradually surfaced. After Yuan Shao annexed Gongsun Zan, in northern China, a situation of two strong forces in opposition emerged. This situation will inevitably lead to intense conflict. In the end, both sides staged the famous Battle of Guandu. When Yuan and Shao eliminated their respective threats, the stronger Yuan Shao decided to strike first and advance south to attack Su. Due to Cao Cao's weaker position and the presence of anti-Cao forces around the emperor, news of Yuan Shao's southern advance had a significant impact on the Cao faction. Some had already shown signs of wavering loyalty and secretly communicated with Yuan Shao. However, the strategist Sun Yu believed that Cao Cao's judgment, strategy, governance, and treatment of people surpassed Yuan Shao in 4 aspects of military virtue. Guojia further pointed out that Cao Cao's side held the advantage in 6 aspects of moral governance. After stabilizing the military's morale with Sun Yu and Guojia's words, Cao Cao immediately formulated a plan. To take the initiative, he decided to strike first and march to attack Yuan, advancing to Liang and deploying troops to guard Guandu. Before Yuan Shao could mobilize his forces, in Shudu, Liu Bei took the initiative to raise troops against Cao Cao. Cao Cao, stationed in Guandu, seized the opportunity of Yuan Shao not yet deploying his troops to personally lead his army to defeat Liu Bei, eliminating the hidden danger behind him. In the first month of the 5th year of Jianan, Yuan Shao issued a declaration to oppose Cao Cao. A month later, his troops arrived at Liang, and General Yin Liang was sent to besiege Beima, marking the beginning of the Battle of Guandu. Upon hearing the news, Cao Cao did not immediately rescue Beima, but instead marched north from Guandu towards Yanji to draw Yuan Shao's army in that direction. He then swiftly turned back, leading his cavalry to rush to Beima. He killed the enemy, General Yin Liang, and defeated the reinforcements led by Wen Shou, achieving a small victory before the decisive battle. Subsequently, the two armies remained at a standstill, with few engagements, until the 4th month of the 5th year of Jianan. Yuan Shao was determined to seek a quick resolution and advanced his forces to the south bank of the Yellow River. Yet Cao Cao remained entrenched behind strong walls, refusing to come out. Yuan Shao's southern advance not only failed to achieve a decisive battle, but also extended his supply lines. At this moment, Yuan Shao's disdain for his advisors once again became the turning point in the situation. Advisor Su Yu's suggestion of a light infantry attack on Shudu failed, resulting in his reprimand, leading him to angrily defect to Cao Cao and reveal Yuan Shao's stockpiling of provisions. Cao Cao then personally selected 5,000 elite cavalry to launch a surprise attack on Wuchao under the guise of Yuan's forces. When news of Wuchao's siege reached Yuan's main camp, Yuan Shao not only failed to send reinforcements, but saw it as an opportunity to attack Cao Cao's main camp, sending Zhang He and Gao Lan to attack Guandu. Only a few thousand cavalry were sent to aid Wuchao. As a result, Cao Cao defeated the reinforcements heading to Wuchao, killing Chunyu Qiong and burning all the provisions. With morale shattered, Yuan Shao fled under Cao Cao's attack, escaping across the Yellow River with only his eldest son Yuan Tan and over 800 cavalry. Thus ended this battle. Yuan Shao fell from power and soon passed away from illness. The outcome of war has many reasons, but a passage in Records of the Three Kingdoms holds deep meaning. When the heroes rose together, Yuan Shao, an old friend, asked Cao Cao for his plans. Cao Cao did not reply. Instead, he asked Yuan Shao. Yuan Shao revealed his strategy: to seize the strong northern regions of Hebei and Shaanxi, and then contend for supremacy in the south. Upon hearing this, Cao Cao responded, "I use the wisdom of the world to govern with virtue. Nothing is impossible," revealing Cao Cao's emphasis on talent and his broad and far-reaching vision. However, after the Battle of Guandu, Cao Cao suffered a disastrous defeat at Red Cliffs. History shifted away from unification towards a tripartite division.